This week on the Computer Chronicles, webcams. We'll go over the basics of how to buy and install a webcam and the associated software. We'll show you how to use your webcam to do instant messaging and email with video. We'll take a look at live webcams and some of the best live cam sites on the internet now. And finally, we'll show you some serious magic, an amazing new video creation tool called Visual Communicator. Plus, my pick of the week, a new cool way to share digital photographs. It's all coming up next on the Computer Chronicles. Computer Chronicles is brought to you by the Oracle Small Business Suite, one completely integrated application that helps make it easier to run your business, including accounting, sales and service, your web presence, and more. Additional funding is provided by PC to PC, the online migration service from PC First, moving files, applications, and preferences from your old computer to your new one. Hi, and welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee. If you ask most experts what the next big thing on the internet will be, they'll say video. Now, we tend to think of heavy-duty stuff like movies and video on demand, but what in fact is happening is that users like you and me are starting to finally figure out what to do with those ubiquitous webcams. This week, we're going to tell you everything you always wanted to know about how to set up and actually use your webcam. And here to get us started is the LA Times syndicated columnist and CBS News technology consultant, Larry Magid. Hi, Larry.
Hi, Stuart.
Okay, first deal is you got to buy a webcam. We see them all over. So let's talk about the basics of the hardware. What are my choices out there to do webcams?
Well, let's start with something that actually isn't a webcam, but people are familiar with, which is your digital camera. These are great, but they're for still pictures. You carry them around with you. They are not webcams. I just want to make sure people understand that these are your digital cameras.
So if I've spent my $500, I've got my digital camera, not what I need.
Enjoy your snapshots, but you don't have a webcam.
All right. What I need is this little cheapy thing.
That's right. Now, you can get these starting at about $50. This particular Logitech unit's a little bit high-end. But again, you'll never spend more
Very inexpensive.
It'd be rare to spend more than $100 on something like this.
But this is the basic webcam that most people see and what you ought to have.
Exactly. It looks small. It is small. But you know, if you have it set up right, you can get some pretty decent resolution, and it's absolutely adequate for all the things that people do with webcams.
All right, now what is this? Is sort of a hybrid thing in the middle here? This is from Creative Labs.
This is sort of a compromise. It actually is both a digital camera and a webcam. It's not the best digital camera in the world.
So it's actually a little digital camera.
Right. You can go out and take some snapshots and then hook it up on your computer and use it just like the other webcam.
So it does both?
It does both.
All right. And I suppose I have a digital camcorder. Can I use that as a webcam?
In most cases, you actually could. It's a very expensive webcam.
But I mean, if I already have one.
Absolutely. You could aim it at yourself and you could use it. But again, for $49 or less, I'd say go ahead and get a webcam. They're cheap, they're simple.
All right, now let's talk about the installation. Where do these plug into my computer?
Well, yeah, most of them have USB connectors, so you just hook it up, plug it in. It's relatively simple, assuming you get the software.
Theoretically, plug and play.
Well, we all have some horror stories about that, but yes, generally speaking.
All right, now what about, by the way, now Windows XP claims, oh, this is just automatic now for plugging in multimedia kinds of things. Is it better?
It's much better. I plugged a Logitech camera into my Windows XP machine and it simply worked. It didn't even ask me for software. So they've done a much better job integrating all sorts of media, including webcams.
Yeah. All right, now let's talk in general about what you can do with the webcams. I know you have one piece of software up here now. This is the software that comes bundled with this Logitech camera?
That's right. This is the software for the Logitech. And you know, basically they go through the whole thing. Create a web album so you could actually go in and have information on the internet that showed all sorts of graphics and video, and this is sort of the process you would do it. You could have a webcam, and with a webcam, you actually have a live
So one of the live webcam things, so if I, for some reason, wanted to stare at you all day long, you could have your webcam?
Well, you could. More likely, if you have grandkids, you want to stare at them. If you have a relationship long distance, you could do that, and people do. Again, you could do live video broadcasts, and in fact, there are people who have webcams in their home that are actually transmitting over the internet.
Run your little mini TV station.
Thousands of people watching them. I don't know if I'd want it, but you can do it. And then you can use these as still cameras. Again, the quality isn't as good as a good digital camera, but you can create simple stills. If they're tethered to your computer, the person has to be in the room, but hey, for $50, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. All right, now let's talk, though, about some of the applications. I mean, obviously the family situation. Most people come to me and say, okay, I want to look at my grandkids. We want to talk among the family. They're in New York, we're in LA, or whatever. How would you do that?
Well, what you do is you'd each have a webcam. You'd each be connected to the internet. If you have DSL or cable, you're much better off, but you can do it over dial-up. keep your expectations modest. These are going to be, basically choppy picture that's not going to look like you're watching Computer Chronicles or any other production.
It's not television.
It's not television, but it's choppy, and it will allow you to see and hear the person on the other end. Not as smooth as a phone call, not as easy as a phone call, but there's nothing like a picture.
Right. And in terms of that frame refresh rate, I mean, a webcam tends to be like a series of stills rather than really look like
And the higher the
video.
bandwidth, if you have DSL and cable, it's going to be much better than dial-up, but you'll get it either way.
Okay. Now, has there been a mindset change? I mean, we've been hearing about video phones and video conversations for 50, 60 years, it seems to me. Nobody seems to have taken it seriously. I have a sense that somehow people do want to do this now, finally.
People want to do it, but their expectations are in check. No longer do we consider the video phone call to replace the telephone, but as an enhancement, as a way to, again, look at the grandchildren. In some cases, maybe have a meeting, although most of the time people don't want to have video meetings. But if you have your expectations in check, people want to do it as an auxiliary to what they're already doing on the internet.
Final point, real quickly now. What about the privacy aspects? I assume you got to be careful with a webcam.
I always like to turn mine over when I'm not using it. Sure, be careful it's not on, because you could actually be transmitting when you don't mean to.
All right, thanks very much, Larry. Well, one of the most common new uses of webcams is to bring video to instant messaging and email, things like that. One of the leaders in facilitating that is Yahoo, and here to show us how all of this works is Lisa Pollock of Yahoo. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Stuart.
Now, you guys have done some very cool things to really make it easy for folks to do the kinds of things Larry and I were just talking about. So let's talk about the Yahoo Messenger, so the instant messaging mode. We're used to sitting there and typing to each other. And you're saying now we can actually look at each other while we do our sort of online live chat?
Absolutely.
All right, show us how that works.
Sure. What we've tried to do is make it really easy to add video to your text messaging. Right. So right here I've got my Yahoo Messenger up with my list of friends, and you can see Matt has a webcam on, and Susie Johnson has a webcam on, and look, Susie wants me to see her new glasses.
So as your sort of buddies come up here, you know which ones have the webcams because it's indicated there.
Absolutely. It's so easy. So I say, oh gosh, I haven't talked to Susie in a long time, and she seems to want me to see her glasses. So you can see it's waiting for permission from Susie, and there's Susie with her glasses. And what I can do now is watch Susie and have a conversation with her at the very same time. So I can say, hi Susie, love your new glasses. And I can do this whether I have a webcam or not. Even if I don't have a webcam, I can
at least
still
she has
watch
the
her.
webcam so you can look at her.
Absolutely.
Okay.
If I want to then show Susie, say, my new haircut, I can go ahead and click the webcam button.
Okay, you do have your webcam set up
I have my webcam set up right here.
Okay.
I click webcam, and there I am. So we can have a conversation.
So she's looking at you, you're looking at her, and you can both see both pictures at the same time.
Absolutely. What do you think of my new haircut? So it's a great way to amplify the text conversation. We actually have our pictures.
Could you add audio to this, and could you guys be talking to each other, sort of television to television, sort of virtual meeting kind of thing?
Absolutely. So what we would do in that case is click this button right here that says voice. Click the voice button. I actually don't have the microphone activated.
But you could actually be having a conversation at the same time.
Absolutely. And you can see here Susie's enabled voice conference. It's free, so PC to PC voice chat.
All right, now when you say it's free, this is all, if you're using Yahoo Messenger, it's all in there. All you need is the webcam. You don't have to install anything else.
All you have to do is buy a webcam, and the rest of it is free.
Now, one other issue. Larry and I were talking about privacy. I mean, you said whoever your friend is there, Susie, had to give you permission to look at her. Do you have, like, preferences or some way to manage the privacy so people can't look at you if you don't want them to look at you?
Absolutely. As Larry said, it's very important to make sure that people understand who's viewing their webcam and that they have control over that. So we do have preferences here, and I'll show you what that looks like. If you click on webcam here, we allow you to choose the quality of the image, but we also have several different settings. We default it to always ask permission before
so somebody's got to say, yes, it's okay to look at my webcam shot of me.
Absolutely. And if I say no, they can't see it, they will not be able to view my webcam.
In terms of the image quality, is this a function of your CPU, whether you have a broadband connection, et cetera, whether it's choppy or whether it's smooth?
We've limited at 1 frame per second. We've done that such that anybody, whether you're on a fast connection or slow connection,
even if you're in a dial-up, you can still use
it.
Okay, but it's going to be sort of picture one every second.
Yeah, but what we've found is that people just want to be able to see each other while they're talking.
Sure. All right, Lisa, now let's talk about the second part of using a webcam with Yahoo, and that would be video email.
Yes, absolutely. We have now introduced a new feature to Yahoo Mail where you can add video to an email message. And let me show you how it's done.
It's complicated?
Very easy, very easy. As everything we tried to make at Yahoo. So if I click on the
you're going to create an email and attach a piece of video to it right
Absolutely. So I would put up the regular compose page, and I would I'm going to send this message to myself.
Okay.
And I just compose a message the way I regularly would, and I'm going to call it video. And I scroll down to the bottom of the page, and there is a video link there.
Add a piece of video, okay.
Right. Click on Add Video. And what is happening now is it's pulling up a video email composer.
Okay, so we've got your webcam right now sitting over here pointing at you, and so you're pulling up the software to let you
Absolutely.
do that.
My webcam is plugged in, and as you can see now, there's a screen coming up that says Attach a Video.
Okay.
We can learn a little bit more about video mail. Here's the composer we're working.
And there's your shot from the webcam.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I can set it up. I can configure my webcam myself to make sure that I'm situated properly. I click the red Compose button. I'm going to speak into my microphone here, which I've already hooked up. Mom, how you doing? It was so nice to see you last week. I'm really looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye. Love you.
All right, so audio and video, and just record.
And I can play it back here. You can see how it works. Mom, how you doing?
Cool.
It was so nice to see you last week. So now it says video ready for attachment.
So that will just be an attachment to your email.
Yes, yes. And we click attach. The servers here are converting the file. They're compressing it, getting it ready to attach. They will upload the file to my email. I will now get a screen that basically takes me back to my compose page in Yahoo Mail and will allow me to immediately go ahead and send that email very simply and very easily. File upload complete. It's back here. I can type a little text message.
And just send.
Hi, Mom.
All right.
Go ahead and click send, and it's done.
All right, real quick now, show us the other end. What would it look like when you receive a video email?
Sure. So it will show up in my email box, and you'll see this message that I just sent to myself just showed up.
Okay,
so here are some messages.
So the little TV says there's a video email there.
Absolutely. So the great thing about it is you can see it's very, very small.
All right, so show us one real quick. We're almost out of time, please.
Okay, we're going to look at this one that my mom sent me. Here we go. All I have to do,
normal email. You
click on the link. It works with any email program. It actually doesn't have to be Yahoo Mail. It works with whatever program you want. And it'll go ahead and pull up a page that allows you to view the email. And you get the page right here that frames the start of the video. And if I click play here, it's going to go ahead and play the video for me.
Hi, Lisa. It was great having you come home over the holidays and flying all the way across the country from California to Florida. We had a great time and enjoyed being together. We really look forward to seeing you again soon, and we want to let you know that we really love you.
Bye. It was great. Lisa, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, you remember JennyCam? Well, we'll give you a guide to the best live webcams that are on the net right now, plus an incredible new piece of video software you won't want to miss. Stay with us. Well, lots of people have been using live webcams for a long time to do everything from watching fish swim in an aquarium to checking out the surfing conditions at the beach. Here now to give us a guide to some of the better current live webcams is Betsy Malloy, who is a guide for About.com. Hi, Betsy.
Hi, Stuart.
All right, first of all, we have the About.com site up here. Now, you actually use webcams on your site, too, don't you?
Yes, I link to webcams.
So you run a travel site.
Right.
And I guess that's a logical application because before you spend the money to go to a place, you'd like to see what it looks like?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And is that the value people get from your site?
I believe so, yeah. I mean, among other things, I think that they enjoy that. I think people who are sitting in New York City on a snowy day also really enjoy the fact that the sun's shining
or
in San Diego.
Or if you're going to some place you haven't been to, you want to see what does the beach look like, what's the hotel look like, all that stuff.
Exactly.
All right, now this is a general guide to live webcams on About. Just give us an idea of some of the, I mean, there's hundreds of them out there, right?
Right, yeah.
Africams, so you can go to a game preserve in Africa live.
We can watch a hibernating bear.
Bear cam, hold it, bird feeder cam, I like that one.
Yeah, you can see who's at MGM.
Cows, gorillas, insects, Loch Ness Monster.
Right.
You're going to watch that one for a long time.
Right.
All right, so if you want to go, now this is the About.com guide to live webcams.
Right, this is a family internet site. Yes.
Let's take a look at some of these examples. I know you've pulled up some of your favorites. And let's just take a look at them one at a time. What is this?
Yeah, the first one, this is Peter and Debbie's cam. Peter and Debbie have a cam attached to their automobile.
There's a webcam on their car.
On their car. They live in Fremont, California, and they also have a GPS here so you can see where the car's parked at this point in time.
So I can see what they're seeing when they drive their car, and it tells me where they are.
Yeah, Peter and Debbie also have a wireless modem with their PC in their car, And when they're driving, you can actually email them, or they have a
Watch
live
out,
voice.
there's a cop ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's for fun.
Right. Earlier this year, they also did a trip to Los Angeles, and you could go all the way down with them.
Okay, so this is all sort of whimsical, right? just to have fun.
Exactly.
Now, this is kind of a practical one, I guess. What would this one be?
Well, this is the Golden Gate Bridge and the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. I actually use this one from time to time because I live down in San Jose, and if I'm going to the city to do research, I want to know whether it's foggy
Check
up
the way.
there
Is
or
there
not.
fog over the bridge? And you can see on that webcam.
Right. This one's also very popular with
Is
tourists.
that sort of a government one, or who's providing it?
This one's by a company called MapWest.
Oh,
they sell those
okay.
maps with all of the
Gotcha,
coupons around the
gotcha.
edges.
All right, so that's a practical one. What's the weather
Right.
like in the city? What else could we look
Right.
at here?
This one's also sort of tourist-oriented. This one's in Hermosa Beach.
Oh, same idea. What's the beach? What's
Right.
the
What's the weather at the beach? Who's having breakfast at Good Stuff on the Strand in Hermosa? We can see the sun shining down there today. It looks nice on the beach.
And again, how often do these things generally refresh? I mean, this is going to be current
Yeah,
within a
they're-
minute or
yeah,
something?
most of them are current within a minute or so.
If you drive quickly, you'll get the weather
Yeah,
that was on the
exactly.
webcam. All right, what else would you show us?
And the next one that we're going to see doesn't update quite so often. Either that or this is the world's stillest chicken. This is the chicken cam.
Chicken cam.
And you can see the chicken cam hasn't updated in
So
several
if
hours
you really
now.
have a slow life.
you
and
can
you want to watch
the
a chicken in a cage
Right.
who doesn't seem to want to be right in front of the webcam right now.
Yeah, there's also a whole menagerie of creatures that come in this one. There's a rabbit that's there sometime and some dogs and things. Just kind of whimsical.
Okay, just pretty much fun. Here's what I can do with
Right,
the stuff.
right.
All right, so that's our chicken. What do you got next?
This is an academic cam that I'm not quite sure whether it's for research purposes or just for the sheer fun of it.
Roach cam.
But these are the Madagascar hissing cockroaches at the University of South Carolina.
So if you want to keep your eye on a roach, okay. I assume somebody's using this for a scientific practical
I
point
would
of view.
assume that that's the case.
It's
These
not
guys
my
haven't,
first priority.
that these guys haven't moved out of the corner all day
It's like
either.
watching a snake. I mean, it's not very exciting. All right, so there's roach cam, but again, I
Right.
assume there's some scientific purpose to that.
Right.
What else do you have?
I have a cam in a beer lover's refrigerator.
You're kidding me.
This one is activated with a motion sensor.
So when he opens the fridge door, the webcam goes on,
Webcam
and you can
goes
see him
on.
take a beer.
Right. Looks like the last time he had a beer was about 11 o'clock last night. Looks like-
He's doing pretty well.
yeah. He must be at work today.
A lot of people with a lot of time on their hands, Betsy, is what it looks like to me. All right, what's
Exactly.
another one? Show me one more.
Well, you know, people like to have cams like at the babysitters or the nursery school or the
Keep
veterinarian.
an eye on
to
your
keep
kid when you're at work. So what
Right.
is this?
Well, you can keep an eye on your vacuum cleaner while
So
it's
you
being
brought your
repaired.
vacuum cleaner in to get repaired. Is the guy really banging it with a hammer, or is he
Yeah,
fixing it?
Right.
Well, that's nice of this guy to do
Yeah.
that.
So this is all makes back and
All
so.
right, finally, you mentioned your site, so why don't you
Right.
show us your site and what you're doing with webcams,
Okay.
Betsy?
I have a whole collection of links to beach cams, which are very popular. They're popular with surfers as well as with
Okay, this is
with
really
tourists.
California travel destination
Right.
stuff. I see. Thank you very much, Betsy.
Thank you.
Well, if you thought webcams were for simple baby stuff, just lock it down and let it go, you are wrong. There's a brand new piece of video software which has just come out, which will let you do amazing things with a webcam or a camcorder if you'd like. Here to show it to us is Mark Randall, president of Serious Magic. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Stuart.
Let's explain what we got going on here, because there's a lot of stuff we don't usually see here. Now you're using a camcorder, not a webcam.
Yes, you can use a camcorder or a webcam with the system, actually any Windows-compatible video input
All right,
device.
so you want good, better quality, so you're using the camcorder.
Yeah,
I take it.
camcorders tend to be better quality than
Gotcha.
webcams.
We got this big green thing behind you. What's that about?
Visual Communicator actually works and does green screen, or what they call chroma keying in a TV studio, where we can substitute out the background. And there's a version of the product that you can get that comes with some green fabric you can hang up on the wall, or you can hang up your own green fabric. The software has
All
a
right,
capability.
so if I want to
built
do
in.
that kind of effect where sometimes we see an interview on CNN or MSNBC or something, and the guy's not really there, but there's a chroma keyed city behind him or something like that,
Exactly.
you can do that here too.
Yep.
All right, so you said Visual Communicator, that's the name of the product?
Yes.
This is a kind of new thing, so I just want to ask you, explain, what's the point here? What can you do with Visual Communicator?
The idea behind Visual Communicator is to give people the ability to create things that look like they were edited, but with no editing involved at all, because editing is a fairly difficult process. It takes time. So we wanted to enable people to do stuff that looks like it was made somewhere like CNN, but actually do it, instead of spending 10 or 15 hours editing, do it in 10 or 15 minutes with their webcam or the camcorder, sitting right at their desk at school, work, or home.
This is like TV for dummies? I mean,
Exactly, to
computer,
make you look professional, instead of raw webcam, to really do the titles and the graphics and the effects, but to do it all right as it happens, no rendering
Sounds
later.
like it's very hard to do. Show us, first of all, an example of the kind of thing you could have created with Visual Communicator.
I have loaded here an educational example. Now, if we look onto the interface, you can see that in the center of the screen there's a teleprompter. This is just like what you have in a TV studio, and it's going to scroll upwards here. I'll show you how the scrolling action works. When it reaches the red bar, I'm going to read. Over here on the right are the actions. These are actually kind of associated with the text, and as they hit the red bar, they're going to actually occur. So let's go ahead and start now.
Well, let me understand. So instead of a timeline, typical editing, you're tying the video effects and stuff to the script rather than some 1 minute and 20 seconds or something.
Exactly. For the first time, we've gotten rid of that timeline and editing software and made it simple. Put the events next to the words.
Let me, you can just play this and then we'll talk about how you make it.
All right. So here comes the show title. It's going to fade up as it hits the red bar. It's called Gravity and Me. This is an educational show. Hi, my name's Mark, and today we're going to learn about gravity. What is gravity? Sir Isaac Newton said all objects in the universe attract each other with a force inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their centers. Stuart, this is why a teleprompter can be great, because I could never remember to say that. And so you can see it's fairly simple, and here at the end we actually have a video I downloaded off the internet and just dragged and dropped.
So what you're doing is you're recording yourself right now on the computer using the camcorder, and all the stuff that's gone on is the stuff you had arranged on the right side there.
Yep. Exactly.
Now, I want you to explain the process of doing that, because, again, it seems very complicated to do all that stuff you just did.
Well, it's actually all built on Wizard, so we've made it fairly simple because we've had Emmy Award-winning broadcast designers that really work in TV create graphics and templates for you, so you don't have to choose the fonts and everything else.
It's kind of like a front page thing where you just sort of pick it all. You don't have to create it all from start.
In fact, we think of it as the front page of visual communication. So
it's
the
all
Wizards,
templates here.
the Wizards are based around theme ideas here. So if you look at the screen, you can see I have some business themes, some personal shows.
All right, so go create one for us.
All right, I'll create one. In fact, I'll go over a custom video that gives us some more flexibility. Here we can just choose a general style like Kid Power, Industrial. I'll make one actually under the financial theme. And so let's go ahead and just click Next. And what I can do here is I can select.
When you pick all those templates, you're picking a graphic style and an effect style and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah, for education or serious or elegant. And so here I'm going to actually just choose a different color underneath our financial theme. And then I'm going to choose the title slate because most shows have an opening title. So now I'm going to type in Stewart's.
So you've got a built-in what we would call character generator.
Exactly. The character generator is built in. The fonts are included. I'll just type in the word Stewart's show.
Okay.
And now I'll type in, like here, I'll just select actually the color. I want to have the blue tabs. And then I can just enter in my name. And I'll click in here, type in, actually, let me type Mark Randall here.
Okay.
And I can type in, just like they do on TV, your location. So here I'll say I'm at Computer Chronicles. And now I'll go to the next screen. And what we'll see on the next screen is the backdrop that'll actually be put behind me instead of seeing the green.
That's the fake backdrop that's going to replace the green behind
Right, and I can choose some different ones. I'll choose this one. And then I can actually just select some different music. I can hear some different things and say, oh, that sounds good. And then I can just click Finish. And it's actually going to go through and take about 5 seconds and build all the graphics. So instead of going into a tool like Photoshop or something to create everything and having to be an artist, it's actually put all the graphics over here into this effects, titles, and graphics area. And then it's given me a teleprompter. And what I can do is actually type my text, just put some text in here. Or I can cut and paste from an email or from a Word file, whatever I want. And then we could just hit rehearse and actually look at the show. Although I haven't put any text, we're going to see our graphic come up, Stuart's show, what I typed in. Now it's going to do a smooth fade to the camera, and I'm going to start talking. Say, hi, this is Stuart's show.
That's your chroma key background now behind you. Again, there's just a green screen behind you, not all that stuff.
Right, and here comes the lower third graphic identifying me, and then it goes back out, and now we have the end title. And I can go ahead and drag and drop pictures from my digital camera or other things in here if I want to illustrate them and send this to somebody in an email or burn it on a CD.
Real quick, about 30 seconds left. I know there's one more example you want to show us of something you created before.
Yeah, this is actually a kind of a fun show, and this is something where we actually include Mr. Network News Anchorman inside the box. So I'll just start the show here. It's called Celebrity Insider. Here comes the music and the title. And we actually have a broadcast television studio. It fades across, and we actually see the guy. And he does the intro to the show.
So this might be a clip that comes with it, and he introduces you
as part of the show. This comes with it, and now he introduces me. Instead of going to somebody on a satellite truck, he's going to me on my webcam at home. And here I'm brought in with the box. Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me on the show. It's great to be here.
It's a fake live interview, just like real television.
And now it goes back to him, and he asks me questions.
Real quickly, what's it cost?
It costs $99.95.
Software only.
It's software only. Available at your local computer store.
Great. Thank you very much, Mark. All right, that's our look at webcams. Don't go away. I'll be back in just a moment with my pick of the week, a clever new way to share your digital photos on television. Now for my pick of the week. I love digital photography, but one of the problems with digital photos is sharing them with friends and family. Sure, it's easy if you print them out or email them, but many people just never do that. So instead of squinting at a camera's viewfinder or gathering around the computer to look at your photos, there's now a cool new gadget that lets you easily share digital photos on your television set. This is a floppy disk drive that plugs into your TV, not your computer. See? RCA video jack, power cord, that's it. Just take a floppy disk with pictures on them, insert the disk into the drive, and you can now share high-res digital photos with the family on your TV. You can use the included remote control and just sit back on the sofa and cycle through the pictures. Let me show you some vacation pictures that were taken in New York, and as you can see, you just hit the little remote control and scan the pictures and take a look at them all, etc., etc., etc. Now, each disk can hold up to 40 pictures. The drive comes with photo editing software, so you can do some creative projects like greeting cards, flyers, or add captions, as you saw. I'm using a small TV set to demonstrate, but of course you can also look at these pictures on your large screen home theater setup if you'd like. One other neat little tip. You can convert a PowerPoint presentation to JPEGs and then easily display your presentation on any television set. And all you have to carry around with you is this little drive. It's called the TV Photo Viewer, and it's from Microsoft. That's it for this week's Computer Chronicles. Thanks so much for joining us. If you need more information on anything you saw on the program, please check out our website at computerchronicles.org. Hope to see you here again next week. Computer Chronicles is brought to you by the Oracle Small Business Suite, one completely integrated application that helps make it easier to run your business, including accounting, sales and service, your web presence, and more. Additional funding is provided by PC to PC, the online migration service from PC First, moving files, applications, and preferences from your old computer to your new one.